Hello again from the nut farm. I figured may as well try and work on these rear brake lines while I'm waiting on parts for the rear wheel. Let's see if we can get these broke loose back here at the T on the axle. I broke both the brake lines going to the wheels, trying to get them apart. See if we have any luck there getting those fittings. Getting all my tools set up here. I think you should be able to see where I'm going there. Soaked all these down with PB. Hopefully it'll break loose. Not looking promising. Ouch. What this one on top is, whether that is a bleeder on top of the T, well, that one's coming loose. Is that just a, oh, that's holding the T in place. Well, that'll help. Got a cap on it. Is that a bleeder? Not sure. Put that back in there while I try and get the other. Get a line wrench on there now, but that moved. I'm gonna try heating those up a little. rubber hose on the front up there. I don't want to melt it. Let go of my wrench. Just had it. Oh, that one come loose. My 7/16 line wrench. That one looks like the nut's turning, but the wide's stuck in the fitting. Now this line is getting replaced anyway, so go ahead and take it off. loose. Get it to break off of the line. Like it's going to. Break it off. How about this one? That one's loose on the line. Right. Guess I could have went ahead and just cut both of these lines off. They're broken. The wheels got to be replaced. That one's out. That one's out. I think I'm going to go ahead and just break those fittings off, put them back in the T so I don't get any dirt in them. It broke pretty easy. Pinch that one off. What are you doing there, buddy? Okay. Well, that went a little better than I expected. Get this here brake line off to this side. Needed a right rear. Brake line for the right rear, come off. All right. Didn't get brake fluid out of those lines, so everything should be clear back to there. I picked up a couple brake lines. I got to locate them. I'll be back. Okay. Getting pretty gray here. Supposed to get some rain. See if I can get at least get the lines in place before we get start getting wet. Yep. I can get the come up on this side. Well, the shock's over there. Maybe I'll come around and up. Get you guys in there very good. I hear some thunder coming. Yep, which way is that going in there? Okay, that's going in there. Well, guess it's not. Still one of these fittings over here to see what direction the brake's coming out. The cylinder here should be straight out. It's at an angle. That's why I'm having trouble. I have to put the long nut. I can get in there far enough with the short fitting. Cross threading. Just don't feel right. Come on. It won't be so difficult. See the problem, the fittings rubbing on the side of the hole in the brake plate. I had it in there, it's just tight. That's got to go in there a long ways. I think that nut's going to be too short. I'd have to put the long one over there. See how that works. Well, I'm going to have to do some investigating here on those new wheel cylinders. The standard 1/4 inch brake line fitting is binding up when I'm trying to thread it in. It's kind of looking like the thread on the wheel cylinder might be metric. We're going to have to do some checking on that. And we'll be back. Well, I figured out what the problem was. This adapter goes into the wheel cylinder, and the compression fitting on the brake line threads into this. I did have to grind down the copper washer because that new wheel cylinder doesn't line up exactly to the hole in the backing plate for this fitting. So I had to grind down the outside diameter of that washer, copper washer, that seats the fitting, so it will go in that hole now. We'll try that. Well, yet another problem. That washer I ground down is still still catching the side of the hole in the brake plate. I ground it down probably half of what it was. I tried putting the nut in without the washer, and the nut is now hitting the side of the hole in the brake plate. So looks like I'm gonna have to take that left wheel all back apart and enlarge the hole where the brake line ties in there. And I'll probably go ahead and enlarge the hole on the bleeder screw because it's sitting pretty tight to the edge of the hole for the bleeder. So that's my next job. I'll probably bring you back after I get that done, and we'll get the brake lines attached. Now, just so you got an idea what I'm talking about, the fitting's not fitting. This here is the brake line hole. This is the bleeder hole. The bleeder screw sets right up against the edge of this. It's hard to put an extra torque on the bleeder screw. When I try to put the brake line fitting into the new cylinder, it goes this way. This brake line is not setting center in this hole now when I have everything adjusted. It's hard to tell. It's like it's setting closer to the outside of this hole. When I try to put the fitting in, I'm hanging up on this side here. So I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this hole, enlarge the bleeder hole, so I got extra room to play with there with this aftermarket fitting. I don't know if you saw the when I did the front brakes, that has a single double piston cylinder. so it expands the brakes like a more modern cylinder. But the bolt holes on the aftermarket cylinder were about close to a 1/4 inch different from the OEM cylinder. So I had to bore the holes out in that front cylinder too. Okay, let you go again. One more thing, while I got this tore apart again, that brake drum is still binding on the brake shoes. I had to use the wheel puller again to get it off. I'm gonna, while I got this apart, I'm gonna grind this low point down some more on both sides so I can suck those brake pads in a little further. Because it was, if you saw the video, I was struggling to get the brake drum on, and once I got it on, it was still tight. So that's it for this one. Now, where are we at here? Okay, I got that wheel back on, got those fittings back on. Still having trouble getting the drum on. Pulled that back off. I did shave down the cams that adjust the brake pads side to side. Tried it again, still hanging up. Closer inspection showed that the wheel cylinder, the pistons were bottomed out, and where the brakes were setting in them, where's my brake pad here? Brakes were setting in them. They weren't going to close anymore, so I had to go in and modify the brake shoe itself to let them close a little further. Ground this off. Well, where the white is the new profile that I ground it down to, and that works pretty good. The drum slides on, hits a little bit, but 100% better than what it was. So I'm anticipating having to do that on the other side. I got those holes in the brake plate bored out. Used a step bit to enlarge those holes so the cylinder set in there with the brake line fittings and bleeder screw not hitting anything. So that wheel's looking pretty good. I'll just wait for the wheel cylinder for the right rear wheel and be doing the same thing over there. I got the new brake line on the left wheel to the T on the axle. That all fit in there pretty good once I realized that I was missing a fitting there. But that's good now. So we'll see you next time whenever the new part arrives. Unless I decide to go ahead and put the new master cylinder in while I'm waiting for that. See you later.